welcoming our first guest, Mold Baby slash Molly Rautmann.
My legal name, my biblical name, my Christian name.
Your IMDb name.
Yeah.
And we're here today on the new thing I'm making called The Starving Artist. It's not as mean as it sounds. We're just eating together while I ask questions about being an independent artist.
But I do be hungry, though.
Do be hungry. Tell me about what you're doing right now, like art that you're making.
I've been working on my album for about 2 years. So that's still cooking. Currently, we're obviously in pre-production for the short film Free For All that I helped Fallon write, that I am directing. I'm also in pre-production for my short film that I wrote and I'm directing. And we're also doing stuff with Instability still. So that's what's on my plate currently.
Lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting though. So the album, I actually had questions about an album.
Yeah.
So with your album, is that going to be with the music you've already come out with, or is it like a whole new list of songs that go together as a cohesive story?
It is entirely different. It is like a majorly different vibe because I started working on this one on my MacBook, and it's just a lot harder to recreate the same sound that I was making on my phone. And also I did just want to go in a different direction entirely. So it's all new. It's all new.
All new. Well, I love a lot of the music you've already put out. Did you have inspiration for any of it?
I mean, it's not inspiration that is really detectable. I'd say my biggest creative influence in terms of music is probably Bjork, even though it sounds nothing like Bjork. In terms of sound, I am very inspired by the band Beach House. They do a lot with harmonizing, and they add a lot of reverb, and I just really like that dream pop sound that they're able to capture. Yeah. But for this album, I will say one of my biggest influences in terms of the instrumentals I've been making. Hear me out. Grimes.
Gotcha.
And she's been crazy. I know she's been crazy. I wish I could say she wasn't crazy before Elon. But she made one of the best albums of the 2010s, Visions, while living in a crack den on her MacBook on GarageBand. And it's damn, she made such a good album on GarageBand. I would like to do that also. She's fucking crazy, but she's a genius. I hate to say it, so yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of crazy people make good art, even.
Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, some of the greats are nut jobs.
I hate that sometimes I put on Kanye and I'm like, wow, this shit slaps. Yeah. Well, and then since you have new songs coming out, is one of your songs that you have out now your favorite, or one on your album that you're making your favorite?
I have a favorite instrumental that I've been working on that I feel is gonna be my favorite Mold Baby song, but currently it is Like a Dog.
Like a Dog, yeah.
I love Pangea. I think it's a close second, but in terms of production quality and lyricism and vocally, it's my peak. So I'm really proud of that one. Very, very little can top that right now.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that song, and it evoked certain emotions in me. Did you have emotions that you had a goal for people to feel when they heard it? Or was it more about creating something for yourself?
It was kind of a little bit of both. It's definitely a bummer. But I feel it is, although I wrote it about a very specific situation I was in, I feel it is very universal, and I feel a lot of people were able to connect with it. So that's cool. I love that shit.
What put you in the mood to make your second favorite song, Pangea?
Well, my chicken. I have a friend who I have this side project with called George Bush Is My Mom. It's only on Bandcamp. It is our goal is to be as silly as possible.
I love that.
And so I was gonna make a solo song for an album that we were working on that is out, that's been out. But I ended up making something that I really liked for myself, and that was Pangea. This is when I was very into paleontology.
Yeah.
So it just made sense to write about my number one girl, Pangea.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a good question to follow up on that, and I totally lost it.
Was it the one about the continents are friends?
No, it was like something you said. Oh,
OT.
Where can people listen to that album with your friend?
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. George Bush is my mom.
That's the name of the album.
That's the name of the band.
Oh, okay.
The name of the album is called 2, like the Roman numeral 2.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I did have a question about the continents are friends. Like,
Mm-hmm.
was there something that evoked wanting to say that about the continents when they were all together in Pangea?
They were chilling. They were chilling. Like it's a weird line now because I look at it and I'm like, well, how could have they how were they friends? Like they were the same thing. But like now I kind of feel like they're beefing.
Oh, so real.
Now
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they're not.
Even the continents that are like a continent together are beefing.
They're not doing well.
We're not
together,
even.
no.
Yeah. As continents, we're just not doing well. Maybe we were better off as Pangea.
And I've been saying that, and I will continue to say that.
What's your favorite lyric you've ever written?
Probably on Like a Dog. Well, I mean, the context of the song has a lot to do with, like, being in a controlling relationship, but also, like, being really obedient to that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have the lyric, I think it goes, like, I will follow like a bird does to the sun. And I thought about that because, like, if a bird's just following the sun, like, it's going to go blind.
Mm-hmm.
And there is that idea of, like, blind obedience to this person that's, you know, harming you.
Yeah, no, that's a really good lyric. I mean, like, I didn't study your lyrics before we came into this. I listened to every song, and I remember crying to that one. But that's a good lyric, and I didn't notice it.
Yeah, it's
that's
a
great.
banger.
Chicken, yes. Also, our meal today is from Cozy Corner. Delicious comfort food in our city. That's another thing with this show is that I want to hype up local businesses. No more corporations. I'm done with them. In public. Who would you recommend your music to?
The very sad. I mean, for this next album, I will say, is a lot more upbeat. For better or for worse, I'm not going through it, which is probably why it's taking so long to make. Because I'm too jubilant right now. Like, I can't write a bummer. So, but yeah, the songs that are currently out, I'd say if you just really want to be in a bad mood, or if you, but Pangea is a banger. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pangea is a banger.
Yeah.
I listen to that on Spotify often, actually.
Yeah.
I make people listen to it too. They don't. It's mixed reactions.
People who get it.
Yeah, exactly. So you made some music with a friend of yours, but if you could make music with anybody, who would you make music with? Dead or alive?
I mean, that's hard. One of my favorite producers, she passed away, I think, in 2020, Sophie. She did a lot of producing for Charlie XCX.
Oh, yeah.
I think Vince Staples, really, really talented producer. I would have loved to have worked with her. She does a lot of, like hyper pop, art pop sort of thing. I mean, Bjork, I mentioned. Addison Rae. Like her.
That's a little bit random in that group, isn't it?
I mean, but the way that she, and like I know it's not her cooking in the studio unless it is, but like maybe I'm speaking more so for her production team, but like the way her music sounds is like, damn, I want to do that too. Like it sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I noticed all of your cover art. Do you make all of your cover art?
I do. I've been drawing for a very long time, and it made sense as someone who's like broke to just outsource myself for that because it's free. It just takes, and it doesn't take very long, so I do it all myself.
Yeah, shout out Firesign Productions is also made by Molly.
True.
Do you have a preference for singing or songwriting?
Definitely singing. I feel like songwriting is where I'm kind of at my weakest, and it's where I get the most stuck. So yeah, I that's probably why I'm taking so long with the album, is like writing a song is just so difficult, especially with like not just lyricism, but like actually like writing the music, producing the music is so difficult because I don't know music theory. So, yeah, I definitely prefer singing to the hard stuff.
And so you'd like to collaborate for songwriting a lot then? Or not as much as?
I really don't. I really try to do it myself, just because I feel like that process could be a little too vulnerable with, like a writing partner.
For sure, yeah. Well, have you ever considered performing live or touring or?
Yeah, I mean, once I get to a point where I have enough songs to, like, warrant a live show, I would really like to. I mean, I know a lot of local venues that, like, uplift a lot of really good independent local artists. I know a lot of bars that put on shows, so there's a lot of opportunity that I'm very excited to take advantage of. So we will see for the future.
Yes, yeah.
I gotta eat that mac and cheese before it gets cold.
We should probably take a break so we can eat. Did you do any voice training?
No. I mean, the closest thing I got was, like, the mandatory music classes they made you take in elementary school. Like, I was so good at those, but that is really the closest I've gotten. I just kind of do what sounds right. Like, with GarageBand, you can, like, what's it called? It's like doing charades. It's, you can hear yourself in the headphones on your microphone. There's a name for it. I
don't know if I know what that is.
There's a name for it. It's like, I don't remember. There is a name for it. So you can kind of hear yourself. You can kind of know if you sound, like, pitchy or not. And I happen to have a good ear for, like, pitchy versus not pitchy. So I just kind of rely on that.
So you didn't even do, like, choir in middle school or high school?
No. I wanted to. I did orchestra in middle school, and then I knew I was going to quit that in high school, and I wanted to do choir, but I was, like, so insecure about my voice. I bombed an audition for Grease in 8th grade, and ever since then I was like, I can never open my mouth again. Yeah.
Kind of relatable. I get that. I totally get that. Do you have a muse for your music? No. I mean, like, situations and feelings, I guess, inspire me more than, like, people. But I would not say I have a muse. I feel like people who have, like, muses in music are always, like, a little freaky. So I do not have one. Yeah. What about it, like, in writing? Like, do you, like, base characters off people a lot? Oh, in terms of my writing, yeah. Like, I wrote a TV series that was very inspired off of, like, real people that I know. And, I always, like, I'll do self-insert characters sometimes in, like, my short films. And, I don't know, if I have, like, friends or interactions that I find really silly, I'll put that in somewhere as well in my writing, but not in, like, my music. Yeah. So, what do you think about the self-insert thing? Like, a lot of people think that that's, like, made up about writers. What do you think of that? I think it's 100% true. I mean, like, it's hard not to put yourself in the shoes of a protagonist. Yeah. And I feel like it is really common to, like, use yourself as inspiration. I feel like it's a really, like, easy way to write if you have writer's block. Like, oh, what would I do in this situation? Like, I don't know. I think it's real, it's fair, it's silly. Like, who gives a fuck? No, totally. Yeah. The thing you said about protagonists just reminded me of that interview for, I think it was a Hunger Games interview with Jennifer Lawrence and what's his name? I feel so bad. I can't remember. Josh Hutcherson. Yeah. He said he imagined himself as Katniss, and that's so relatable. That's real as fuck. I imagined myself as Katniss. Like, I was I was in 5th grade with, like, the braid going down my hair. I had the pin. I was doing this at recess. Like, I was about that way. Exactly. Well, back to your music. When you tell people that you make music, like, how do you feel?
oh my god, kind of embarrassed. Like, and like, I don't know, because then people like, they're like, oh, play it. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna listen to it. Like, there are people who listen to their own music. I do sometimes, but whenever I do, I'm like, I fucked that up. I shouldn't have written that. Like, I don't know. I feel like a little embarrassed, and like, who knows? Maybe once I have like my new stuff out, I'll feel a little better about it. But it is like a little humiliating because then people like they want to listen to it. It's like maybe don't.
You want those listens, right? Don't you make like, I don't know, 0.3 cents per listen?
Yeah, like every couple months I'll open DistroKid and I'll have like enough money for like 2 Big Macs, and I'm like, perfect. Like I get a cheeseburger, so like that's kind of nice. But no, I mean, I just, maybe it's because I don't have a lot of songs out that it's like, guys, don't look. Like, stop.
Have you considered making like merch of your cover art?
I've made merch for like Mold Baby before. I have not of any of my cover art, but I think I'm on Redbubble either under Mold Baby or Moldy Bagel or Mold Bab. I'm on Redbubble somewhere, and it's just bullshit.
If you can find it, you could look for.
Oh, and I will.
Mold Baby.
And I will.
Yeah.
Like, there are some really stupid designs on there from like 2021 that did sell. Some of them did sell. I think I made like $20 off of Redbubble, but
I was gonna say, don't you have like a niche internet fandom?
yeah, like a couple of my Twitter followers bought my merch, and so they walk around with Mold Baby merch. There's one actually, it's Knuckles, and it says Mold Baby on the knuckles, like knuckle tattoos. That one killed. That one killed.
Yeah. I actually did, in fact, reference Mold Baby in my book, but this book really sucks, and I'm avoiding editing it. So,
well,
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, thanks for the lack of promo, I guess. I really appreciate that. Can we cut this? Can we cut this early?
You know, I had only listened to you on Spotify, but I went on to SoundCloud. Thank you. I was like, what is it? What is that thing called? And I found the rendition of Gary Come Home, and I was wondering if that was a SpongeBob thing or a Your Cat thing.
Well, that cover came long before my cat Gary graced my life. I made Gary Come Home because I fuck with SpongeBob.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, like it really touched me. The chords ended up being really easy. I did it when I was like first making music, so it's very poorly. I think I made 2. I think I made like one main cover, and then I did like a remastered sort of cover like a couple of years after. But I fuck with SpongeBob. I don't know.
I love that. Do you ever play it for your cat?
No, I mean, I don't even think I've sung it to her, but like that's the thing, I don't associate her with Gary from SpongeBob.
I see.
I associate, like, I don't know, I just looked at her when I got her and I'm like, yeah, I guess that's Gary. Like, I did the same thing. I had a cat named Gibby, and everyone was like, oh, it's from iCarly, and it's like, no, he just looks like he would be named Gibby.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you just named him on the spot.
I did. Unfortunately, he's not in my possession. I did not win him in the custody battle. I hope he's chilling. He had big balls too.
Wasn't fixed.
He was. He got fixed when we got it because he was found in an abandoned barn, and he got fixed, but it was a little bit too late in his like development, so he still had these big ass balls, and he was always humping on stuff.
What a way to end the music questions.
Yeah, true.
We're gonna
Gibby's balls signing off.
Move on.
And I will say he was partially orange, and his balls were orange. They were not white like they were orange. So they looked like 2 little cheese balls. Anyway, let's move on.
You were gonna say
cheese
balls. You also do theater.
It would appear so. I have a tumultuous relationship with my theater endeavors.
Yeah, and you drive kind of far to do theater, right?
Yeah, I've done most of my theater, actually all of it, in Fond du Lac. But like they have a lot. They have like 3 or 4 different like theater companies, and like they put on a lot of really good shows there, or they get really good IP.
I see.
So
yeah. Well, and what got you interested in doing that, like local theater in general, not specifically in Fond du Lac?
Yeah, so I did theater when I was pretty young. I was in elementary school, and I was really good at it. Like, as good as an elementary schooler can be at theater, I was kind of at that point. I loved it. I love performing. I think it's such a creative way to tell stories. And, like, I don't even, like, fuck with musicals like that, but I think it is just a really unique way to, like, connect with an audience. So I was going to do it again in middle school, and then I didn't, and then I was going to do it again in high school. I did tech crew, and it turns out people in high school theater are really mean. Who would have ever predicted that a theater kid would be mean? So I did not do that until it was someone who was involved in instability. I think it was Sean. He shared that a theater company in Fond du Lac was doing Rocky Horror, and I love Rocky Horror. That's like one of my favorite shows, and it's such a fun show to do and be a part of. So I auditioned for it. I got ensemble, and I got introduced to, a lot of people and opportunities in Fond du Lac theater, and that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah, shout out Sean.
Shout out Sean for real.
Yeah. So you've done a few now. What's your favorite stage role you've ever had?
I really liked Lilith in She Kills Monsters. For those who are not in the know, She Kills Monsters is about this girl whose family dies, including her younger sister, who she felt very disconnected from. Her sister was kind of a nerd and like a little bit of an outcast, and she finds this D&D campaign that her sister made. And my character all of the characters in this D&D campaign were based off of people that the younger sister knew, including my character, Lilith, who in the D&D game was this like demon lesbian. So cool. And a teenager too, so like I really appreciated that they thought I looked young enough to play a teenager. Shout out Retinol. But in real life, she was this very timid teenage girl who was still in the closet, and so that was like really interesting to kind of play two different characters in one show, because both sides of the same character were so different. And it was just such a fun role to do, like the fight choreo and the makeup, and the costumes were so good. We had a lot of really, really wonderful people. The director was wonderful. All my co-stars were wonderful. Everyone in production was like really, really kind and easy to work with. So in terms of a role, it was my favorite, and in terms of just like theater experience in general, it was as good as you can get. So I loved that.
That was a good show. I enjoyed that.
Oh, it was so good. I remember I had a monologue at one point, and I heard people sniffling a couple nights in a row, and I was like, what can I say?
Me at that first night. Well, aside from stage roles, I know you've done multiple things in theater. What has been your favorite thing to do? If it's acting, then go on, but something else.
I've done costume work, and I liked doing that. I did costume work for Rocky Horror. It was a different production of Rocky Horror. I liked doing that. But I really do like the performance. I like being in plays definitely a lot more than musicals. So I think acting would be my favorite. Costuming's fun. It's great. It's just it was hard sometimes. I was in another production that did not end up happening, but I did costuming for that. And when you're not really given a budget, and when certain people are harder to work with than others, it can be difficult. Like, I don't know, like having like a producer give you a bin of like 6 costumes, be like, all right, make something work with this, and $0. Not great to do. So
yeah, no. Well, have you ever considered maybe like directing a play or a musical, or is that something you leave up to filmmaking?
I have considered it, but I don't think I could do anything too big, and I feel like theater directing is so different from what I'm used to, which is, like very small, independent, like film and TV productions. There's like a lot of film, or like a lot of theater jargon you need to know. I still get upstage and downstage confused, so it's like I wouldn't really trust myself at the helm. But maybe in the future. I know I've written drafts for plays before that I think could be really, really interesting to like actually bring to life. But for now, I think I'm gonna stick to what I know.
Totally fair. No, that's absolutely understandable. Well, what got you into filmmaking? Since you did theater, when you were a kid. Did you do films as a kid too?
Not really. I watched a lot of film as a kid, and I really like loved watching movies. Like some of my best memories are watching movies as a kid, and I did a lot of writing very early. Like as soon as I was physically able to write, I was writing. I wrote a lot of like mock screenplays, and I ended up like later in my childhood like getting an iPad and recording like these little sketches between like my Barbies and my stuffed animals, and like it was very like what I kind of consider my introduction to directing, but what a lot of people would consider just like a kid being a kid. But it just, yeah, I don't know, I just really fell in love with it and really gravitated towards it quite naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I say you submit those old films to a film festival and see what they think.
Some of them kind of go. Some of them kind of go hard. I can't even lie.
Exactly. You might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then there's like a lot of processes that you probably are part of for filmmaking then. What's your favorite part?
I don't know. I really like the writing process. But I know that a lot of writing can be subject to change. So I like the really early moments of filming. Like we just kind of did this recently where we had to like kind of throw in some new plot points and like change things a little bit. And I think that's so much fun because I feel like when you're actually in the moment working on something and doing it and you have a better idea or you want to change things, like it comes very organically.
How do you feel about collaborating with other artists when you're on set?
I like it a lot. On set, I've had no issues with the people I've worked with. On set, I've had limited issues with people that I've worked with. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's really fun to like bounce your ideas off of other people, and it's a great way to like meet new people. It's just really exciting, you know,
Yeah.
like it's just a lot of fun to like get involved with a lot of like like-minded people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you wrote a film, Worm Girl.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to with that?
God, kind of all of it. Like it's just such a funny and engaging screenplay in my opinion. Like it made me laugh a lot. I think filming it is going to be just so stupid and ridiculous. Like it really is a ridiculous screenplay, and there's a scene towards the end of the film that is, I won't spoil anything, but is going to be such a mess to do, and I'm very excited for the day I film that scene because it is going to be just such a clusterfuck and a shit show, and I love that.
Yes. And then you're debuting directionally.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying that right?
That's right.
For Free for All.
Yeah.
What are you excited about with directing that film, or what challenges are you facing so far?
I'm feeling both excited and challenged for the more intense scenes, the more combat-heavy scenes. Like, I think there'll be a lot of fun to film. There's a lot of creative room with scenes like that, and I'm really excited to kind of play with the intensity of like camera motion and editing and sound. Like that's gonna be very fun to be involved in. But it's also, you know, as someone who's never really directed before, like it's gonna be interesting to like translate that into like film language for like our camera person and our sound people who are like more involved in film. So I anticipate that being a little bit of a challenge, but I like a challenge. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, it'll be so much fun. Yeah, and then you animate too, right?
A little.
A little?
Yeah,
So
it's
you-
something I dabble in.
Yeah, so is there anything you want to make animated, or are you more of a live action person?
I do lean more towards live action, but there was a time where I really did want to experiment with like maybe making an animated series, just because I feel like live action can be a little limiting in terms of what you can do. I would love to combine the two, like just because I feel like that would be really, really cool. It'd be a cool way to like edit and like do certain things.
Like Lizzie McGuire?
Maybe. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I mean,
You act in film, or you're going to, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
What roles have you gotten?
Well, I have gotten the role of Cora in Instability. She's a very fun character to read, so I'm sure she's going to be a lot more fun to play. And I did very selfishly cast myself as the lead in my short film, which I think is okay to do sometimes. I wrote the movie not expecting a lot of people to want to get involved because it is like really fucking weird. And I did write myself, like I could hear myself saying the dialogue, so it was a creative choice that made sense. So I'm being a little greedy.
Yeah, I mean, but when you think about it, like the creator of I Love LA is Rachel Sennott, and who plays the main character.
That is true. It is not uncommon. I will say
It's so common.
in like theater spaces, it can be a little frustrating because it's like, come on, like I don't know, like. But I feel like when you've written something a little bit more intimately, and it's a lot more independent, and it's not like there's a line out the door for people wanting to audition for a certain role.
Yeah, it's not like you're Hollywood and just casting Margot Robbie over and over again.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, that guy's feet are out. There's dogs to your left, or to your right. There's dogs to your right.
That was so scary.
And they're barking no less.
That was so scary.
No, exactly. Like it's back to what you were saying. It really is like, I feel like there is more room for nepo casting when you are working on a lot smaller of a scale. I know you did a very fair and balanced casting process for Free for All. And Instability. It was a very, very fair playing field, which I appreciated, especially as a casting director, because I did cast that mostly. I mean, it was me, you, and then when you auditioned, it was me and Mary.
Yeah.
So
we did also have some consultants that we asked that are not even like part of the
oh
film.
my God, yeah, like my boyfriend, your fiance, Mary's husband. We were like, what do you think of these people? Like everybody there was like a real modge podge of people that were just like being shown auditions. But we had a lot of really, really great people auditioning, which is why it was so hard.
Yeah.
Like casting the lead role, Charlie, was really difficult. Casting the other lead role, Dusty, was really difficult. I think that's one we had the most difficult time with.
Which was really funny when we did the form and we all voted the same.
I know, yeah, but it was really, really close. Like there were a lot of roles that were super, super like neck and neck, and yeah, as much I loved being a part of the casting process. It was so cool to like see all these different auditions, but it's also like, oh my God, having to choose between everybody.
I was overwhelmed myself because I didn't get that many auditions for Instability. People were very interested in doing a short film over a series.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of acting, if you could act beside anyone, who would you act beside?
Oh, goodness gracious. I love Sam Rockwell. I love Laura Dern, Kyle MacLachlan. I mean, they're very involved in like David Lynch productions, and like really, like even working with David Lynch would have been such a dream. There was just another Bill Hader, so fucking funny. I would love to work alongside someone who's like that funny and like skilled at what they do. Yeah. Lots
of people that hopefully we'll one day work with.
Bitch.
Except for David Lynch, R.I.P.
Yeah, I heard he died. Or he died or something.
R.I.P. Maybe in the afterlife.
Yeah.
If there is one, I feel like he's still making films.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, more acting questions. What excites you about being in front of the camera?
I guess it's very similar to how I feel on stage, where it is such a fun way to tell a story. It's just really fun to get in the headspace of another person. I remember as a kid when I would like play Barbies, I had like such a wide range of like soap opera ass characters and had so much fun with that. And now it really is just playing pretend on a bigger scale, which is so silly and so fun. So that's the tea. I didn't like that I said that.
I'll add on, I guess.
Yeah, I don't.
Have you heard about how like the filmmaking industry is supposedly falling apart?
I have.
Yeah. So what pushes you to keep going even though that's happening?
Well, it's gonna die if nobody does it. If
Yeah.
nobody feels encouraged to do it. And I see it a lot as like a bubble. Like, yeah, once it pops and then the industry dies, and it's like, okay, then build a new one. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's always gonna be space for independent productions like that. We have so many like different like services you can upload a video to, like Vimeo, YouTube. Those are the only two I can think of. I know that when you're like, I've seen people submit their movies to like Amazon.
Yeah, actually, I went to a film festival in 2024 in Milwaukee, and there was this movie called Amro, which shocked me because I'm from there, and I was watching it, and they really filmed in the small town I grew up in, and I was like, what is this? And then, like last December, I saw it on Amazon. They had changed the name to the Amro Heist, but I was like, holy shit.
Charlie's Boss made that movie at the pharmacy.
Where we left off, movies. Something about the movie in Amro, right?
Yeah.
Movie based in
Right.
Amro. Crazy. Right. Yeah, but independent film, keeping it going, yeah. And I had another question about filmmaking and theater.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give people who are just getting into that?
I'd say for theater specifically, just to manage expectations. I feel like community theater is a great place for people who maybe didn't have a great experience in high school theater and wanted to try it again. Like, that's what got me into it. And the people, like, imagine the worst person you did high school theater with. Now they're an adult with adult money and like a car, and like they can legally have sex, and like you gotta understand, like they're still passionate about theater, so like they're probably like producing it. Mm-hmm. They own the companies, they're directing, they're stage managing, they're in positions of power, and they still really get off on treating people a certain way, and you cannot let them win. You cannot. If something makes you uncomfortable, if a situation is just has bad vibes, like talk to somebody else in production. If they don't want to listen, walk the fuck away. I feel like there's so much pressure of like, oh well, the show must go on. No, the fuck it doesn't. If it's like actively causing harm to you or to other people in the production, it's okay to just walk away. And managing expectations in terms of rejection, I feel like is important, because like you are going to audition for roles that you really, really want, and that you really feel like you deserve, that you might even fully deserve, but you're not always going to get them. And sometimes it is because the powers that be are making casting decisions that are not necessarily based on talent and more based on proximity. But sometimes it's because your audition just wasn't as good as someone else's, and that's fine. Doesn't mean that you're untalented or that you didn't deserve it in some way. It just means that someone did a better job. And also, do not date that man. Like, do not date the man that you have a little theater crush on. Like, you only want to fuck him because he's next to you. That man will torture you in a way that is biblical. Put him down.
Yeah, don't shit where you eat.
Showmances are a no. If you really want to fuck him, wait like a month after the show and then check his Facebook profile picture. And
yeah, see if your theater glasses are...
Yeah, genuinely. We just learned about this in my psych class about like how attraction can be formed on proximity, and it's like proximity does not equal chemistry.
Yeah.
And chemistry doesn't equal compatibility.
Yeah.
So leave that man alone. Put him down.
Yes. Go there to act and have fun. Exactly.
No, genuinely.
If you were able to achieve one goal of yours across all of mediums that you have, what would it be?
I guess to do a feature-length film. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of stuff written. it's just a matter of like budget, and if I could one day get, you know, the crazy huge budget I would really like, then I could make a feature. And also the TV show I wrote, I would love to actually put that out into the world. So that would be lovely as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know, Molly and I and our friend Mary, we co-founded a production company. I say company, but it doesn't make any money.
Oh.
But Wisconsin recently passed that tax incentive, so if any like producers in Atlanta or Chicago or LA want to expand, hit us up.
Come on, girl.
We could make some films here. There's actually like a pretty big independent film thing going on here in Wisconsin. When you really look for it, it's a lot more than you would think. Do you ever feel like just giving up?
Not really. I mean, I can feel very overwhelmed, like working full time and doing a school part time, and like also juggling all of these different projects I'm doing can get, I mean, yeah, very overwhelming. But it's something I really find a lot of passion in. It gets me going. Like it keeps me. I don't know. I feel like I live for stuff like that. So it's not something I can ever see giving up. No.
Yeah. No, I get that. Well, when people feel that way, what advice would you give them?
If it's something you're really passionate about doing, you can take as many breaks as you need for as long as you need, but I mean, obviously don't give up on it. Like, if it's important to you, it's important to you, and you can find the time, and you can find the resources, and you can make something out of nothing. Like, there are so many opportunities, like, everywhere. Like, with music, like, GarageBand is free. There are a lot of other free programs if you don't have Apple products, and like with community theater, like Wisconsin especially has like a lot of different companies that you can work with, and I mean film, like we said, Wisconsin has a lot of people who are doing independent film, especially in like the Milwaukee, Madison area. So like there are opportunities kind of everywhere, and they are endless, and who knows where they can lead. So just keep that in mind.
I have one more question. What would you tell your younger self about what's happening with art with you right now? Like, what would be the first thing you told her?
Well, sorry, bitch, we're not in Hollywood yet. Well, it depends on how young. If I'm 6 and I saw my future self and I'm not, like, in a mansion in LA, I would be like, well, girl, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Are you even trying? But, like, 13, 14-year-old Molly, don't kill yourself. like it gets kind of cool. Like I never I always wanted to make music. I always wanted to do film, and I just never thought that those opportunities would be as like readily available to me as they are, and as like as easy to achieve on a small scale. So I think she'd be like, damn, bitch, that's kind of cool.
Hell yeah.
You know. Yeah, never kill yourself. If you're 14 and you're chopping it up, quit it. I don't think
it's hard being 14, but don't kill yourself or cut yourself, please.
Very bad stuff. Very naughty.
Go talk to your mom. I know it's hard. Just do it. It's okay.
Like, genuinely.
Thank you for being the first guest on The Starving Artist.
And thank you for the dinner.
Of course, that's part of it. Unless like a Wisconsin artist like Mark Ruffalo wants to be on this show, I'm gonna buy the dinner. But if it's Mark Ruffalo, sorry, man, you're paying.
Got that Marvel money.
Yeah. But please consider supporting local artists. And you can find Molly on GarageBand. Wait, can you? No, that's where you make things. SoundCloud, Spotify, IMDb, Instagram, TikTok. She actually goes viral on TikTok quite often. It's pretty funny. And Twitter, because I won't call it that other thing.
No.
What else can we find you on?
You can find George Bush is My Mom on Bandcamp. You can find me at the street corner trying to make a quick buck. You can find me at the bar drinking a water.
We're in our health era.
We're in our hydration era, good skin. Yeah. You can find me at the grocery store picking up some arugula. So I'm kind of everywhere.
Yeah. Just find her, listen to her, enjoy her.
While you still can.
If you find her on the corner, pay.
Yeah.
It's not free.
It's cold out there.
And hopefully I'll see you next time on The Starving Artist with a new artist. But maybe Molly will be back after her debut film comes out.
Maybe we'll see if they put me down.